Just by the statement, at least, that these technical problems are not insurmountable.
So, if you haven't seen this before, this is where we have a quick six questions based on a number of statistics. It's more just really to gauge what people think compared to what the reality is. So this uses the quiz quick on Twitch, so you can join in if you are always setting your name, but you want to answer the questions correctly as quickly as possible, or not answer them. If you get the question right, you'll get the number of points that says on the top corner. If you get the question wrong, you'll get a negative score. So,
while Chris is just doing that, I'm just going to quickly check that the overlays are working.
They are. Already ahead of you.
No, my overlays. Emulate follow event.
Ooh, they do.
And let's see if it comes up. Yay! Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I've been put back on properly.
Had complete rebuild just before the screw. So yes, 315 is old in dog years or non-dog years, but 45 is not old. And yes, 245 years, Mr. Philippeg, is old.
It's old for us, but if you were from Gallifrey, that's incredibly young. If you're an elf, that's incredibly young.
If you're both, that's incurious.
If you're a Gallifreyan elf, then someone's found my Doctor Who Lord of the Rings fanfiction.
I don't want to know about your fanfiction there, man.
It's a lemon. It is the ultimate in lemons.
It always is.
Nobody tell Chris what a lemon is.
Let's
start the quiz. So, how many Brig decks, how many Binary Rupture and Interdimensional Graph decks are there in KOTE 9? This is all about combos, this quiz.
That's 165 decks. Out of the 165 decks submitted, how many are there with Briggs?
It feels so small compared to KOTE 8. It's like 165 decks compared to the 2 grand we had last time.
Yeah, never again. Mr. Philippeg, don't put the answer in the chat. Click on the answer in the quiz on the screen.
Exactly. Click on the answer in the quiz on the screen, and that should be here. 3 people went for 3. There is only one.
Oh.
There is only one Brig deck.
That is curious. I'm on my phone.
I'm on my phone. You should still be able to do it on your phone.
It's just a smaller button to press.
Not quite sure how you do it on your phone, but I know you can do it on your phone.
Yo.
So, how many Rex Golden Spiral combos are there? How many Rex Golden Spiral combos are there? 8, 3, 5, or 0? 8, 3, 5, or 0?
Mr. Philippeg, if you can't do it, just do it in the chat after the quiz, after the question.
Yeah.
Now that's a good one. I don't think this is as good as a combo as people keep telling me it is, but maybe I'm just playing it wrong.
It is if you've got Ludo. I've got a really good one that's got a couple of Ludos, and I just wait until I've got Ludo, go all out, and then let Rex die and be like, ha! So, not being able to... Oh, sorry about that, Felipe. Anyone who was watching last week knows the answer isn't 0, because I do believe ABR brought one, or possibly Ford. 3 people went for 3, 1 person went for 0, but the actual answer is 3. Seemingly you are aware that that Rex readies Spiral because it readies each other friendly creature and artifact.
Yes, but it's just such a big target it disappears too quickly.
I have a really nice deck that's got Creed of Nature, and then I slap Creed of Nature. I use Creed of Nature to put Rex onto another one of my creatures, and because I can destroy all their creatures, I can keep my creature on because it only gets rid of Rex. It's a dumb combo, but I love that. Oh, Jupiter's winning. He's not playing golf today.
He is. He's just not doing as well as normal.
How many Jenka decks are in KOTE 9? 1, 0, 7, or 4? 1, 0, 7, or 4?
Ooh, that is an interesting one. I would have said 3. Doesn't mean I would be right. I mean,
no. But you don't need to have the generosity to have a great mash. You don't need to have a key abduction to have a great mash generosity deck. We've seen it with Team Cox Fire.
Yeah,
We've seen it with the Hamburg Atlanteans. Key abduction is a great addition, but there are some really great control decks out there that don't need key abduction.
That is true. That is true.
Too good to give you a point that.
Yeah, that's true.
4 people went for 1, and 1 person went for 0. The correct answer is 1. There is only 1 Jenka deck.
Wow.
I can play now. Woo! Go Felipe.
We've got one question
Halfway
left.
through.
Halfway through, okay. Jupiter is still in the lead. We've got to fix this, everyone.
I think this is 0. Let's have a look. Total score, no. So, Jupiter has almost exactly knocked tonight's in there. Julian Keita Hamburg coming in second. Ultimo and Contestant 11 bringing in the rear. With 3 questions left to go. Moving on to question 4. How many Sins decks are there in KOTE 9? 0, 5, 3 or 1? How many Sins? Not 7 Sins.
That's
How
a
many
shame.
Sins?
But do all the Sins exist across the decks, is the question. Well, firstly, it has to be more than 0.
Yeah, if there's 0, then I'll go no.
If there's 1, I'd
If
say
there's
probably
more
not.
than-
If there's 1, probably not.
If there's 1, I'm going to hunt it down, and that's going to be this week's featured game. To see the 7 Sins.
How many 7 Sins decks are there? I know Carl had one. How many 7 Sins decks?
There's probably a fair few out there.
Okay, I know Carl had one.
I want to get one just to frame it. I don't want a good one. I just want to get all 7 Sins because I love the artwork on them. They look amazing. One person went for 0. 1 person went for 5. 3 people went for 3, but the correct answer is 5. There are 5 Sins decks. Let's get the 7 Sins and Lord Invidious and put them in a frame. Hey, that's tonight, got it right.
Jupiter's gone back to play golf.
Number 5. How many Shard decks are there in KOTE 9? 2, 4, 0 or 1? 2, 4, 0 or 1? The 7 Sins should be as common as 7 rats. They're generated in the exact same way, I believe.
Yeah.
The only difference is each one. But the 7 Sins are a lot more powerful than the rats, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I think if the way they're generated is similar.
Yeah. I have a 3 Sin deck that's like high 60s in SAS, but I love it so much because it's got 3 Prismias as well. But it has threats everywhere. So it's 1 person went for 2, 2 people went for 0, 1 person went for 1. The correct answer is 2. There is 2 Shard decks.
I mean, this week we're getting much more variety of answers than normal.
And the last question, I know this one off by heart. Speaking of heart, how many Heart of the Forest decks are there in KOTE 9? 2, 4, 7 or 0? 2, 4, 7 or 0? How many Heart of the Forest decks made it into KOTE 9? There are an update from last week. There are actually 7 Quixelstone decks, which means that ABR and Evil Triplets have brought 40% of them. There's no way there are no evil players in this league. Trick question, 0, it's banned. How the Forest isn't banned? We don't ban cards.
Well, not yet.
If we're going to ban any card, we would make an event that didn't have Dark Tidings and then ban the Tide.
Well, surely then we're banning all the Dark Titan cards.
That's what I'm saying. We'd have an event that didn't have Dark Tidings and then ban the Tide. And then some Balloon calf player would be very upset with us.
Well, congratulations to Jupiter for unexpectedly winning.
Two people went 0, 1 person went 4, 1 person went 2, 1 person went 7. There are 0 Heart of the Forest decks in KOTE 9.
You threw 2. You're not very good at throwing them, man. Hey, Mr. Coggy, just in time to miss the quiz, I'm afraid.
I know.
So that's the final scores, man.
This is what we get for being a nice, casual, friendly environment. We don't have the degeneracy of other tournaments. So even with throwing, Jupiter wins at 16.8. Julian comes in at 13.1. Ultimo the meta stays exactly in the middle where he likes it. Not tonight, appears to got a couple of questions right, but not been able to get quite back into positive. And Felipe slamming down at the minus 40,000, taking the golf trophy.
Is there how many people into just 5 was it this week?
Just 5 at the minute, yeah.
Okay, cool. Right, let's technically second third then. Yeah, you've taken third. Well, also Felipe only actually managed to do 3 questions, but well done, Jupiter. You are our quiz champion of the week.
Jupiter, you would have got third. You would have got third. Yeah, you would have got third if you hadn't answered that last question correct. If you hadn't answered that last question correct, you'd have been minus 3,000. That last question, you thinking nobody would bring. I know you didn't think that was right. You were trying to lower the score. I think you played yourself.
Right, so let's move on to this week's featured game. Now, a really big shout out here to Jupiter for doing the deck commentary. We're still looking for volunteers who want to do some more. Do we have any lined up, Brett, for doing commentary this week? Or is Jupiter going to kindly do it again, or I assume not?
I can ask Jupiter to do it again, but
he's got a KFPL event. I think that's a bit harsh. Jupiter, it looks amazing.
If anybody wants to do it, they can. It's absolutely fine. But we're more than happy to rotate this round. I can ask the Sloppy Lab guys if they can do one this time. But it depends on how many people are playing the KFPL event, because the KFPL qualifiers are a huge event.
We'll reach out to you in the next couple of days, Jupiter, if you think you can fit it in, but we'll try and find someone else just so you can focus on the event.
Jupiter Kip are playing because we've already got Rocket Boots looking to take them down, and I'm waiting for their game to actually happen so I can record Rocket Boots versus Kip, because Rocket Boots really want to take down Kip. It's so good.
Can't wait. Here we go.